Hey everybody, we're Tillison Consulting and we love digital marketing, and you're listening to the Inside Digital podcast. This is your one-stop shop to learn and expand your knowledge within the digital marketing space. It's never been more important to have an online presence, and in this show, our experts will talk about SEO, PPC, and everything in between. They'll share their personal insights, experiences, and strategies they're taking advantage of so the rest of us can do the same. Here's today's episode. Hi guys, welcome to this episode of Inside Digital. Today we're going to be talking about e-commerce revenue and 5 free tools you can use to really grow that revenue quickly.
For free?
As well. For free. That's the best thing about it, isn't it?
Epic.
So I got with Mark Tillison here today.
Yeah, so I've been growing e-commerce stores for clients and partners for, it feels like my whole life, but in reality it's about 18 years. And use a lot of these tools myself. So
yeah, we didn't we? Yeah, we're going to be talking about analytics, creatives, advertising, everything in between of that as well. But yeah, there are some pretty cool tools in here that are readily available right now. And
a lot of them, they just get like overlooked. People just don't know they exist. So exactly. Hopefully you get some real good value. Yeah. You're going to go first? Go first.
Yeah, I'll go first.
Give us your like, I don't know, the fifth. Like, what's the fifth best?
Fifth
Start
best.
With that. Work backwards.
Work backwards. Okay, well, so fifth best, we're going to go with posting on social. So obviously everyone has a social account, I'm assuming. If you have an e-commerce store, you're probably wanting a social account, aren't you, to try and get as much of your content out there as much as possible to the public eye. And as I'm sure you know, it's already free. So you should be posting video content, image content, any content really out there as much as possible to really utilize these platforms. That's
I think what I would say that goes with that is not just buy our product, right? It's about engaging with an audience, like being part of the community. It feels cliche to me because I hear so many people talking about it, but a lot of the e-commerce stores that we work with as clients or partners or people that come to us for advice, they're just not actually engaging. They're just blindly posting this stuff. And that is free and that's kind of okay, but it's just like, sell all the time. Yeah. So I think, it's free to engage. It's free to be part of the community. It's free to add some value. It's free to reply to a tweet or an X or whatever we're calling it. It's free to create groups or join groups on Facebook and engage with the community without being too pushy. So there's a lot you can do for free in those communities, I think. So
yeah, definitely, and
right.
It's not that time consuming either. I mean, you can any downtime you have, just a quick post or anything you find. It's about creating a story so people want to follow you to then eventually want to know your brand enough to hopefully buy from you. That's just what it's all about really. Social is trying to create a story that people will remember and share.
Yeah.
Main thing.
Yeah, and the key takeaway from that, I think, for me is that with the social media stuff, when you are starting an e-commerce store and you're building that community, building that reputation, that brand, whatever you want to call it, find your why. Why is this thing, right? If you're just going, well, I want to buy this box and resell it for a margin, then your why is, I'm just doing this to make money, right? But like we work with a really cool brand that's all about sustainability, sustainable products. And yes, of course there is, we buy a product and we resell it and we make a margin and that's great. And we do email marketing and we get more sales from it and we run Google ads and we get sales and there's profit in there. But the why is actually, this is saving the planet. These are like multi-use products rather than disposable, throwaway, reusable, reusable products that would help you save the planet, but also save your pocket, right? So there's a why. That's what you should be doing on social media.
Yeah, really pushing that. Yeah.
And then I think you can post every day consistently, and most of the platforms will reward you for that. So that's definitely something you can do for free. It's a great tip, Tom. Thank you. So let me pick up Google Merchant Center. So again, this is like pretty recent. in the recent months in 2024 when we're recording this. So Google Merchant Center historically, of course, is still and historically associated with Google Ads. So hopefully if you're an e-commerce store owner and watching this, you should know a thing about Google Ads. You know what it is, and you probably know what Merchant Center is as well. So this is how you're taking your products that you have for sale on your store, creating a feed normally, getting that data into Merchant Center, connecting with your Google Ads account and running paid shopping campaigns, which is great and extremely effective, but that's paid. And we wanted to talk about free tools. So what's happened in the last few months is there's been a big change in the search engine results pages for e-commerce queries, and it's now showing an organic pack of products. So this is kind of like the shopping results, but it's organic, not paid. And how you get your products in those is to optimize them and still give your data to Merchant Center in an optimized way. So you want to kind of think about titles and snippets of information in there. You want to think about like review ratings, schema markup, things like that. You can provide all of that into Google Merchant Center and get free clicks from that organic pack. So yeah, we're seeing a lot of growth for our partners in that space. But yeah, definitely a kind of free tool, particularly with e-commerce, where there's a bigger opportunity there for me within that organic pack. There's more opportunities for more visibility and more clicks than you ever had with just the first normal SEO search engine results, right? Where you just had, here's the blue, here's the blue link with a description underneath, and we've got 10 of them. Now you're talking about, I think it's something like 12, maybe 16 product snippets. So if you're searching for, if a user's searching for, let's just say they're searching for a torch, just for example, maybe it's a, long life or a high visibility torch or whatever, right? So an e-commerce query, and that's going to display that organic pack quite often. So you've got 12 opportunities, let's say, I can't remember if it's 12 or 16, but let's say you've got 12 opportunities to get your ad for free for that query on the first page of Google. Right. The challenge there is that the big boys dominate that, right? So you're going to get Amazon, you're going to get Screwfix, you're going to get Argos, you people who sell torches that have these big sites with huge domain authority, really difficult to compete. But what I really like is that the product that you sell that also Argos sells, if someone clicks on that result, it actually then opens up a panel where it says that specific product linked via the GTIN. Go check our videos on YouTube if you don't know what a GTIN is. It causes a lot of problems for e-commerce stores. But basically, they click on that product, and if you also sell that product, you then have a second bite of the cherry to then show, well, actually, you like that product, Argos sell it, so do 6 other people, including us, but we have the cheapest price. So now you have a second bite of the cherry. So you think, actually, there are, let's say there's 10 stores listed for that. You've got 120 opportunities for that search query to be on the first page of Google. Right? So it's enormous. It's such a great opportunity for e-commerce stores, and it is completely free. Really. And then if you want to pay for it on top, you've still got Merchant Center set up. You can run Google Ads, and you're off and running. But that you can do for free to get some free traffic and to get some sales through your store. Really. So that's my fourth. These may be the wrong order, but.
That's definitely a helpful tool, isn't it? And it's for free. As we say, this is what it's all about. We want to give you free tools to use for your e-commerce store and e-commerce journey. So
okay, next, drum roll.
Next one is we've gone and looked at this a lot at Citizen, and that is CRO, where you have to. It's just conversion rate optimization, testing your pages, A/B testing them to try and make them work and convert better. Now, how do you do that is obviously there's multiple ways of going about that, but there are tools out there that you can use to really hone down on what is working on your landing pages. And one of those is Hotjar. Now, there's a basic plan for Hotjar. I think it gives you about 35 websites you can sort of all landing pages. Don't quote me on that, but it is on that to help you really look at what pages and sort of are working and what not working. So what you can do is use the heat map feature in this. So what that does is sort of looks at users, their sessions, and shows where they have been, where they haven't been, what is most clicked on, what is most looked at, I guess. And then you can really get an insight of where sort of to place the best images, maybe the CTAs, and you think that will help conversion.
So it's helping us understand what a user is actually doing on the page, rather than us looking at a page and going, oh, I think a user will do X.
Yeah.
Actually, it's data from those user sessions that says, this is where they stop, this is where they click, this is where they're, where they're engaging with the content or not. And that's just really surprising.
It really is, yeah.
Some of the stuff we've looked at gone, why on earth are people doing that? And it's not just like one person.
No.
It's multiple people building up this pattern, and you're thinking, why? And it's really insightful to help understand why users are doing the thing that maybe you don't want them to do.
Yeah.
And they're leading themselves down a blind alley, and then they can't find their way back, and then they're not buying your product, so you're not getting your sales. So that stuff...
it really makes you look at your website differently, because you're obviously so used to looking at, I guess.
Well, you have your own bias.
Yeah, you do. Yeah,
particularly when it's your store, you're like, I know how it works. It's so easy.
This must work here, so therefore I use it there. So why the hell would other people use it? But they don't.
And you know where things are. So I think there's huge value in that. I can't believe they have a free plan. That tool is
it's super helpful. That tool. So I would have a look at it. At least try to do the free trial and just give it a go, because you'll never know what insights you're going to get just from that trial. Then you can get the paid version if you want to later on.
Yeah. And that, I think, is one of the biggest things I think with e-commerce stores, generally, and e-commerce store owners, is that they don't have that perspective. They don't have the perspective of the customer. They're too close to the business. They're too close to the web pages that have been designed. They maybe are involved with them, or someone's done it. They've been part of that journey. The web page works like it works, but you're always doing that with a massive bias of, you already know how it works. You already know what the product is. You cannot possibly have an objective opinion of how a user is going to respond, and that's what Hotjar gives you. There are some other tools that would do that as well.
100% are those other tools, but this one's a great one for definitely heat maps. I think heat maps is the key thing.
Does that do some video recording in the?
Yes, it does. So it records some sessions. The basic plan, I think, is a small amount. But you get a few recorded sessions, so you can get a few videos of.
So it's a user session.
And
so you can see them kind of scrolling up and down, where they stop, how long they pause, how long they spend reading content.
On both mobile and desktop as well, because both experiences can be quite different. So it's definitely worth having a look at those.
And that stuff, again, like we did some work on this recently and went, wow, it just was so revealing. And it led us to go to actually implementing something through the entire website, just something somebody did in particular on this website. And we thought, that's actually a really overlooked feature. And we saw how powerful it was to help people navigate around the site and to buy more products within a session. So we're like, how do we roll that out across the whole site and like really signpost this feature? And that's helped us increase the average order value, increase conversion rate as well, just by understanding how someone actually used the website. So we obviously we're involved in the design of it, but again, we have this like bias.
We do.
That we work with so many stores and we work with e-commerce all day long, so we know how an e-commerce store should work. Whereas, depending on your audience, I love could my nan use this? Could my mum use this? How would just ask your mum to use it?
Right.
Just go into a coffee shop and offer someone a coffee and give them your laptop and go, just navigate around and watch what they do. That's basically what the Hotjar recordings would do.
Exactly.
Other tools are available, I should say. Great one for free e-commerce tool, and of course there's a paid version of that will do more as well. Okay, so my next one is Google Analytics. Most people will be familiar with this, but I think it's massively underused. Obviously, we can talk about GA4 and how much people kind of hate it and they don't like it because it's not universal analytics and it's all changed and everything else. I'm going to cheat a little bit with this one because I think there's really a combination of kind of three products here which are all free. Says the suite of GA4, of Google Tag Manager, and then also Looker Studio. So When you combine those together, that means you can create different events that you want to track, or pass a bit more data through to Google Analytics. So if you have a whole bunch of buttons on your website, which I hope you do, and you want to know which buttons people are clicking, rather than just going, there's a button, click, actually you could pass the text through that was on the button, for example.
Helpful.
So then you can start to see that data in GA4. So how many people scrolled past 50% of the page? How many scrolled past 60 or 70%? That might be useful information.
Yeah.
How many people clicked on this button or that button? And you'd be able to see that. So you can do a whole load of stuff in Tag Manager to start passing through kind of more data to GA4 and then understand more about the user behavior and the user journey. So how often do people play that product video on a product page? And when they do, how often does that increase the conversion rate?
Yeah.
So if customers are viewing the video and that increases our conversion rate, maybe you want to think about using video on other pages. So you get that kind of data for free. Let's just say good. For free, right? You can do that. Now, the challenge with GA4, I think, is the presentation of that data. It's quite hard to use if you're not familiar with it day to day.
Unsavvy, yeah.
And that's where Looker Studio comes in. So Looker Studio used to be called Data Studio. You can connect that up to GA4 and you can start to build your own reports. So you can start to build tables of data to present, we use it a lot to create dashboards and things like that.
Yeah,
but
good.
You can then say, okay, I want to know, standard stuff with GA4, like what's my revenue, what are my top selling products, all of that kind of data, like where are my traffic sources coming from, which ones of those are driving revenue, but also those custom events, how many people are clicking this button, how many people are viewing this video, how much of these videos, what are our top played videos, and how does that correlate with our top selling products?
Yeah.
Hang on a minute. The products with the video seem to have a much better conversion rate and we sell more of them than the products that don't have video. Isn't that interesting? So that stuff, again, that data is so powerful, and Google basically is giving you this tool for free.
Yeah, that's a crazy thing.
Which is incredible.
Yeah,
so
really good.
I think you need to obviously spend a bit of time understanding it and what you can do with it, and maybe hire somebody to kind of work with that data for you.
Yeah.
But if you really want to scale an e-commerce store, you have to absolutely understand what users are doing and then how to steer them to do the thing you want them to do.
Yep.
So, and it's the biggest, most powerful thing, I think, in e-commerce and with the web generally, is conversion rate is the most important metric to me. Because if you can convert at a higher rate, then the traffic is more valuable. If you're going to invest in SEO, then the value of SEO is increased because you're going to get more sales from it.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so, and then how do you improve that conversion rate? You understand what customers are doing on your website.
Yeah, exactly.
So when they go down these dark alleys and these blind alleys and you need to stop that happening. When they're clicking this instead of the thing you want them to do, you want to stop that happening. And that data from things like Hotjar, GA4, are certainly going to help you do that. So
yeah, definitely. That's
a huge one. And I see so many like e-commerce stores, oh yeah, we've got a GA4. And I'm like, what data's in there? Oh, we never look at it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy. Like with some simple configuration, again, for free, you can start understanding a lot more in-depth data about where people come from, where they land, where they navigate to, where they leave from, which pages are like bouncing, which product pages are the most valuable, which collection pages or category pages are the most valuable. All of that data is there for free.
So good, isn't it? And,
which is incredible.
Analytics as well is kind of a scary word, obviously, if you're new to this, I guess, but tools with analytics in them, these days everyone needs that information. They're being put behind paywalls. Like for example, X, Twitter, you used to be able to get their analytics feature. Now you've got to pay to get it. There are other tools like that are now putting behind paywalls. Whereas this, you think would be behind a paywall, or if it is
or a paid product.
Or a paid product, yeah, exactly. But no, it's not. And it's just readily available for you right now to go and sign up and just use it. So it's incredible how this is a free tool really for e-commerce.
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so we've talked about Merchant Center, we've talked about posting on social, we've talked about Hotjar, which is a really good one. We talked about GA4 and Looker Studio and Google Tag Manager, so all free. So lots of Google tools in there, which is great.
Yeah. One I'm going to go on now that's I'd say it's getting way more common now than a lot of people might know about this now because of just it being advertised everywhere. It's quite easy to use, user-friendly. You can use it on mobile and desktop these days. And it kind of fits in with the posting on socials as well as other things as well. But it's Canva. Creatives, obviously they're enormous for e-commerce because you're going to need to show your product as much as possible in the best way to your audience quickly and effectively as well. So Canva is, I would say, the easiest, most intuitive, creative tool out there at the moment. Because everyone's like, oh, I've got to use Photoshop, I've got to use InDesign, I've got to have the Adobe suite to create these amazing things, video and stuff like that. Canva can pretty much do a basic level and sometimes advanced in some cases level, the same sort of thing. And it's a completely free tool. The free version of it, you can get a lot done without needing the paid tool, the paid version at all.
And even the paid version's not expensive.
No, not at all. Not at all.
It's like really cheap.
You unlock the whole lot for what, 20 quid, and that's insane. But just having the free, you can do a lot without the 20 quid. You can save the 20 quid.
And that has, I mean, you use this a lot more than me, but that's got some AI stuff built in as well. Right?
Yeah. They keep adding tools every year. You know, like Apple events these days, they keep having their own Canva events. So they're waiting to give you this massive bunch of free stuff they can, or paid and free stuff that will eventually add to the system. But yeah, it's really helpful to create a quick post out there, because I say you can do it on mobile. I use it a lot on mobile as well. Just if you have an idea and you're for a social post and I've got the image for that, go onto Canva and just create one. Even just a text image, you can just create something like that. It's just super nice to have this massively good creative tool available to you whenever you want it, really.
It astounds me like how cheap that is compared to how powerful it is.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a few others, just a couple of bonus ones on here actually. So within Google Merchant Center as well, just going back to that, so they've got some product creative AI they're pushing in there as well. Cool. So obviously you submit your data, you've got your product images, and there's some AI where it will manipulate those images for you, like put different backgrounds. So that also can showcase those, make them more clickable, get more engagement on them. So if anyone's using that a lot, I'd love to hear, I'd love to see what images you're creating with it. That'd be amazing.
Another massive benefit from Canva as well, you don't have to be a creative person really, because they have a lot of templates on there. You can just sort of click on, update the information on them, and you're good to go. So, and they're in the free plan, they'll let you know if it's not free to use, but most of them are free to use, and you can use commercially and on your store as well. So yeah, it's 100% really good tool to use, and a free tool to use as well. Canva for creatives.
And you've used the Microsoft one. I've not played with that.
Yeah. What's it called?
Microsoft Creator or something.
It's something very. So what Canva came out, Canva created the interface, and then everyone else was like, "Oh my god, this is working!" So then they created their own sort of version of it, with varied degrees of success and freeness, I guess, in that respect. But because of it's been around for so long, Canva is obviously up there, whereas the other ones are down here somewhere. But they're all really good to use, and it's worth testing them out because you might find one that works better for you. And I'm pretty sure they're all available on mobile and desktop these days, because they need to be, really. And all apps as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, really helpful.
Good. So let's wrap that up there. Make sure you subscribe, share this with your friends and colleagues to help them get access to these free tools and grow your e-commerce store.
Hey guys.
Thanks for joining us for this episode of the Inside Digital Podcast. Make sure to visit our website at tillison.co.uk, where you can read more about the topics discussed in this show and much more. If you're looking to get started or to continue your digital marketing journey, we can help. Just reach out to one of our experts through our website. We'd love to hear if you found value in the show. Please leave a review and be sure to tune in for our next episode.